Okay, good morning. So we're working through Shin Samach Hey. We'll up to Sif Base. So Nifratz Mitzidei. So this is going to be the contrast to Sif Aleph we did yesterday. Sif Base is where you've got two Chatzeros and then you've got a Mavoi there. That was picture number 1 of yesterday. And yesterday in Sif Aleph you have a breach, a piritza at the top. Now we've got a breach at the bottom of the wall. Can you see that? It's in picture number 7. There's a breach in the Mavoi's wall at the bottom. So says the Mechaber, Nifratz mitzidei sheloi klape reishai. So you've got a breach at the bottom there at the end. Shiurei be'eser. The shear of that breach, like we said yesterday, is 10 amos. Afilu l'nishtaya min hakoisa b'yesod klum. Even if there's nothing left on the bottom, is it amos? Yeah, amos. Even if there's nothing left at the bottom of the wall, v'hu deloi boki borabim. So long as people don't break through there, don't walk through it. But if people walk through it, but if people walk through it, then even if the piritza is very small, only 4 tefachim, so if people don't walk through it, then a breach of 10 or more amas you need to fix. But if people walk through it and use it as a pesach, then even a very thin opening of 4 tefachim, you need to fix up. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Hainu, B'sif Kotzen Vov. Hainu, Deloi Nifrat Somach L'Reisha, Ela Min B'fnim Imenu. We're talking in this case in Sif Base, where the breach is towards the back of the wall, as per picture 7. V'im Kein Kasha. And if that's the case, I've got a bit of a problem. This is exactly the same case as Sif Aleph. It's just that the breach is at the bottom of the wall rather than the top. Why are we repeating it? It's just a detail of the first halacha. That whenever you've got a pas arba at the top of the wall, have a nifratz shaloi klape reishay. That's considered a piritza, not a klape reishay. Mishum sefer nokde, and really it's to get to the sefer, which is sif base. Have a ki'ilu amma b'sif base, which is what we've just said. So the that which we said, if there's a pass at the beginning, the opening of Dalet Amas, of Dalet Tvachim, muta ades amas, that allows a breach of up to 10 amas. Even if nothing remains of that wall, it's a totally open breach. But that's only going to be allowed if lo boki bo rabim. Okay, shaloi klapi reishay. It's not at the front; it's at the back of the wall. V'huadin kashenifratz v'huadin, and so too kashenifratz b'rof shemamish, when it's actually at the front. Kagoin hamovi sosa mishleisha ruches. What he's describing now is actually picture number 8. That the Mavoi is sosa mishleisha ruches. It's got 3 regular walls. One is from the chatzeros leading into the Mavoi. Then you've got the back wall, and you've got the side wall. The ktsas meruach revis, and you've got a little bit of wall at the front. Can you see on the picture number 8? On the front left, you've got a little bit of wall. The tikkun haMavoi hoya alidei lechi oy kaira. He's got our picture. He's got a kaira going across the top. Shoyamunach b'makam hastima ad hakeisa sheken negdei. V'nase piritza b'makam hastima, and you've got a little bit of a piritza in that little front wall there. Shari ad ese amas. That piritza would be okay, so up to 10 amas. Kol she'omed hanisha merubal apart, so long as the wall part is more than the breach. V'yesha emim dahacha. Shemunach, sorry, I missed the line. Tahacha sheyesh piritza b'ruach revis. When you've got a piritza on the 4th wall, the opening wall, but in the shemunach hakara dafkal kiste hamavu mikotz hakotz. There are those who require the kaira to go all the way across. Avol roiv hachreinim iskimu d'mashemunach hamakam ha'emet hanishar. It's enough to rest it on the wall that is standing. It's as if it's going all the way across. So as per the picture, you've just got a kaira going to that wall and not all the way across. To gamzeh shaykh lamavi, because that's also part of the mavoi or mashiyesh periods of time, and that which you've got a little breach between those 2 walls at the front there, like in the picture. Nispata legabe ha'omeid. It's discounted. V'hu adin. You don't need a thing near the house. The lechi on the other side, away from the chatzah, would be okay. Okay, good. Sif kotzen ches. Even if there's no there's no bricks at the bottom of that wall. And there's no impediment, there's no obstacle for people to walk through. We say that even up to 10 amas, we're not going to negate the Pesach at the opening, and people are going to go through that breach wall, even though there's no brickwork at the front. If it's less than 10 amas, we're not worried about that. Says the Mishabura, Sif Cotton Test, Pirish, it's dirty or whatever, and people won't walk through it. And certainly, if there's a bit of bricks, remnants at the bottom there, and that will certainly stop people walking through. But if people do walk through, says the Mishnah Berurah Yud, Pesach. Now, then if people walk through, then the front one is no longer called the Pesach. Rag derech harabim. The side, the breach at the back, if it's bigger than 10 amas, is no longer just called an opening into the Mavoi. It's called the derech harabim. It's a proper entrance, and therefore you need to be masakin it. Okay, that finishes off the Mishnah Berurah. V'hinei besif gimel, which is coming up in a minute. Zele'inyan chotzer. Tomid shir pirtzosa ba'asara afilu baki barabim. You always have a share of 10 amas, even if baki barabim. Mistapeh Magen Avram, and then the Magen Avram's got a very interesting question. To the female the mavua b'simin shin samach gimel seif chavav, what we said previously ba'haga, the mavua shelanu din chatzeres yesh lohem, that our mavuas have got a din of a chatzer. You could say that even in this respect, they'll have a din of a chotzer. Where you've got a pirza of 4 tfachim only, or baki barabim, and people actually use it and walk through it. Maybe that's also got a din of a chotzer in that respect. The siyam to yesh lahachmir, and therefore he actually concludes that you should be machmir if we take on that our mavuos have got a din of a chotzer, that you've got to take on that as well. That all of these rules that we have said about the chotzer would apply to our mavuos. And then just either you reduce that breach to less than 4 tvachim, or you make a tzuras haPesach there. That is how you fix it. Okay, so just to summarize what we said, that if Sif Aleph and Beis essentially have dealing with a Mavoi, which backs onto a chotzer, you've got 4 walls, or 3 proper walls, and there's a breach in the side wall. Sif Aleph dealt with a breach at the front of the wall, as in picture 1, and then Sif Beis deals with a breach at the back of the wall. The piritza is over there, and we said if it's less than 10 amas, you're going to be okay. If it's baki barabim, however, then even a smaller breach is a problem. Up to 4 tfachim is okay. More than 4 tfachim is a problem. Tzarich lesakna.